Alright, I think we're live. Hi folks, welcome to Astronomy Live. This morning, I'm going to be attempting to webcast the International Space Station during a 64-degree high pass right at sunrise. And that will be in about 20 minutes. Wanted to go ahead and get the cast started early here. Obviously, we're pointed at Jupiter. And I'm just going to be monitoring things, trying to check focus, trying to make sure everything is good to go for the space station pass. At the moment the weather is mostly clear, but the forecast does call for some clouds, so I'm going to make the best, do the best job I can, make the best of it with the weather. This is also the first time I've used the 4K camera when trying to track the space station. And I'm not holding anything back. We're going for full magnification here with the 2x Barlow. So kind of a dicey situation just in terms of trying to track it accurately. As you can see, we're zoomed in on Jupiter quite a lot here. There's no room for error. And so I really don't know how well the tracking, even with my program, will hold up at this magnification with this telescope. So we'll see what we get. I do expect that the view will be quite shaky when the space station is being tracked, but I'm hoping to get plenty of frames with the station in the view. That's the hope. Everything is hypercritical here in terms of accuracy of the viewfinder, pointing accuracy of the telescope, the ability to even see the station under the brightening skies. Although I know in the main telescope view you can't tell, the sky has definitely taken on a blue tint under the morning twilight, and the sun will be rising just as the space station is rising. But if all goes well, I hope to be able to see the space station and even the Crew Dragon capsule docked to the space station. So let's see what we get. Alright, got a nice glass of water. I've got my tablet so I can pay attention to the chat while we wait. We have a little less than 20 minutes to go. Space station should arrive at about 6:35 Eastern Time, which is the same time the sun is rising. Should reach 10 degrees altitude in a minute or so after that. Peaks, I think, close to 6:40 p.m., just about 20 minutes from now. And we'll lose it at some point shortly thereafter. I expect to lose it when it goes to the north. there's nothing I can do about that. The telescope will execute a chord untangle maneuver when pointing due north, and that will be the end of the track. In fact, I might lose it in my roofline before that point. There was a slight risk of rain showers at some point this morning, so out of an abundance of caution, I deliberately set the telescope up on my front porch underneath my roofline. I should have a clear view of it at the peak, but past that point, I may lose it pretty quickly in the roofline. Just in case any rain showers pop up out of nowhere. Checking the radar this morning, there were little spots of showers that would just pop up for a few minutes at random locations, and I didn't want to take the risk of my nice new camera getting rained on, not to mention the telescope. Also, I want to point out that although the stream is good, there's definitely severe quality loss due to streaming compression. Also, the stream is only 1080p, but the video will be recorded at 4K. I did record some video of Jupiter and Saturn earlier this morning while setting up, so I can upload that later as well, so you guys can see what that looks like. Also, Jupiter and Saturn are setting in the southwest, so there's a lot of atmospheric turbulence. I can see the heat waves rippling over Jupiter, but I can see the great red spot, and we do see 3 of the moons. Now let me see which of the 3 of the 4 Galilean moons we're getting here. Is my audio too low? Hard to hear? Could be because my microphone's too far away. I don't have a whole lot of desk space here. I'll try to speak up. The microphone's kind of far from me, and it's going to have to be... Oh, I think I just caught a bird flying through the view. I can see the bird on the finder camera. He flew right in front of Jupiter from the telescope's perspective. I think we saw that on the stream just now, where Jupiter seemed to wink out for a moment. Jupiter, oh, that's interesting. Pluto's right near Jupiter right now, too. But let's see here. Ah, yes. Okay, so the Galilean moons that we're seeing at the moment, looks like the 2 next to each other are Io and Callisto, and on the opposite side of Jupiter is Europa. Ganymede is going behind Jupiter. It looks like it must already be either in Jupiter's shadow or behind Jupiter at this point. Bird transit. Yeah, unexpected crow transit, crow. Alright, let's see. Just adjusted the viewfinder exposure. It's getting washed out by the morning twilight. Yeah, Europa Report was an interesting movie. I personally found it to be haunting. Where am I shooting from? Florida. And it's kind of fitting that for my first attempt to capture Crew Dragon docked to the station with Doug Hurley aboard, I'm doing it as the sun is rising, technically during the day, because 9 years ago, geez, almost to the day, not quite, but almost exactly 9 years ago, I filmed STS-135, the final space shuttle mission. Filmed Atlantis docked to the space station during the day, and Doug Hurley, commander of this mission, the SpaceX Demo 2 mission, was the pilot of Atlantis during that mission 9 years ago on STS-135. I didn't have any other opportunities to see it except during the day because of the timing of that mission. This time the mission's quite a bit longer, and as a result there are the potential for evening passes that I can film. But you never know what the weather's going to do, so I'm going to take every opportunity I can, including this opportunity as the sun is rising. It would just be kind of cool to be able to get it this morning and bring things full circle to what I did 9 years ago, only this time with a much better camera and better software. Yeah, sorry, I've got audio level at max. Let me see if I can boost it any more. No, it's not giving me any options for boosting it any further. Space is very tight on my porch here with everything. I could try to get closer to the microphone, but it's rather uncomfortable, to be honest. I guess I could just try to pick up the microphone. Well, I can't do that. Okay. The cable's wrapped around the monitor, so I can't do that. Thought I had an idea. Turns out I don't have such a good idea. Bring it over here. Alright. Well, temporarily I can do this. When it comes time to track the station, I'll have to move the microphone out of the way, so you won't really be able to hear me very well during the tracking, unfortunately. Sebring, Florida. Not too far from me. Yeah, doing the best I can here. This is a very tight setup this morning. I don't know why, but I couldn't get my Field World monitor to turn on. I'm hoping it's just that the battery was drained. I didn't check it, so that could be. Now as the twilight starts to affect the main camera view, I can see on my monitor the dust on the 2x Barlow lens that I'm using. There's a worm-like fiber on there and some dust spots. We'll probably start to see that more as the sun comes up. Really not much I can do about that, to be honest. It's just impossible to get it perfectly clean. Where in Florida? The west coast of Florida. More than that I dare not say. Yeah, that's a hair on the Barlow lens. I've got a 2x Barlow on here, so the effective focal length right now is about 4 meters. And this is a micro four thirds sensor, so the crop factor is significant as well. I forget what the crop factor is on a micro four thirds. If somebody in the chat knows, let me know. I haven't looked it up, actually. I know it's even higher than my SLR, so the effective magnification is even higher. So we're punched in all the way here. I can't magnify it any more than this, and this might even be overkill as it is. So like I said, I'm not holding anything back on this one. I'm doing everything I can to get the best possible image I can of the space station. We'll see what happens. Now we've got about 7 minutes until the station rises here. Going to start off at 60th of a second exposure, ISO 12,800. That's what we're running right now. I do like this camera's Bluetooth functionality. I can change the exposure without even having to get up, just on my phone. So hopefully that'll help some. Let me double check and make sure I've got the station's orbital file selected. I do. Everything's ready to go. All I have to do is hit the big start button. Why is it so blurry? Streaming compression mostly. Also, Jupiter's low in the sky. That doesn't help. You get heat waves going over it. But I think a lot of the quality loss is due to compression. It looks a lot better on my monitor. It's not blurry at all. It's actually tack sharp in terms of focus. The moons are nice, tight little points. So the focus is fine for now. Could get some mirror flop here as we go for the space station, though. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that and possibly try to go up to the scope and fix it in real time. Hey Sam, good morning. Yes, this will be the same magnification for ISS. And ISS should occupy an area of the screen comparable to Jupiter. So that will look quite nice, I think. If all goes well. Yeah, 1080p is the only way I can do this stream. The camera's live out capability actually is limited to 1080, but it will be recorded in 4K. So Ganymede is behind Jupiter. The moons, there's 3 of them, easier to see earlier in the stream. You have Io, Callisto on one side of Jupiter, and Europa hanging out by itself on the other side of Jupiter. And you can see the great red spot on my monitor, but probably not in the stream after YouTube's compression. Alright, it all comes down to this. If I don't manage to succeed this morning, there will be additional opportunities, including one tomorrow morning at about 5:30. So I do plan to go for that if I don't meet with success today. How many millimeter of the focal length? 4,000. With the 2x Barlow on here, the effective focal length is 4,000 millimeters, plus the crop factor makes it even more extreme if you're Nikon. The quoted focal lengths for the P900 and the P1000 are based on the crop factor of the sensor. So if you factor that into this case, it's even higher than that. Probably more like 6,000 or something, I don't know. Oh, here comes another bird on the viewfinder. He's not going to go quite by Jupiter, though. There goes a bug. Alright, any minute now. Any minute now. We got some pink clouds on either side of Jupiter. Might be causing it to fade a little bit too. Yeah, some pink clouds all over the place, but hopefully not too severe. We'll do our best. Oh, you're gonna try for a streak shot tomorrow, Sam? Good luck. Yeah. Should be good. if the weather is clear. All comes down to this. We've got about 1 minute till ISS hits the horizon. Actually, it's hitting the horizon right now. It'll reach 10 degrees altitude at 2 minutes. 2 minutes from now is when it hits 10 degrees altitude. That's the point at which I'll start tracking. I'm not going to go all the way down to the horizon. Might help with mirror flop a little bit if I wait. Alright, I gotta find a place to put down the tablet. Alright, I'm gonna have to put the microphone away from my mouth now so I can give myself more space to the computer. Okay, I've started recording. We should be approaching 10 degrees altitude. I'm going to start tracking. Okay, yep, we're in the tree line at the moment. Should be out of it shortly. Wish me luck. Here we go. Ooh. Looking for the space station. Don't see anything just yet. Just not seeing anything on the finder camera at this point. It's in the sky, but it's going through clouds. Still going through clouds. Hopefully it clears that tree. Yeah. Come on, show me, show me, show me. Where are you? Alright, should be going into clear skies now. For the moment. Oh, I see it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, I got a lock on her. There it is. Ha ha ha! Sweet! Yeah, she's... degrees. Come on. There she is. Come on, station. Get her in there, get her in there. There she is, briefly. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Get back on there. Oh, no, it's locked onto a cloud. No, 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 no. Okay. Alright, that's all we're gonna get. We're in the roof line now. Had it there for a moment, but it got distracted by a cloud and lost the lock there at the peak. I think one of the interesting things I learned on this track was that she had trouble because she would overshoot. She was just too aggressive trying to chase after it. She would go whizzing past it. I'm not sure if my camera calibration wasn't quite right. I did recalibrate the camera this morning, so it should have been okay. But it did feel like she was kind of tending to overshoot. I might want to put an aggressiveness factor in the program where I can adjust on the fly if she's being too aggressive and overshooting. Basically make her chase after it less hard. But we did get it there. We did get it for a brief period of time. We'll make another attempt tomorrow morning. I do want to see if I can get it again under darker skies. One of the challenges, I couldn't get on very early because all the blue skies of the morning sky, it just washed out the space station till it rose probably to about 30 degrees. And then I was able to get on it, but like I said, I had some trouble with overshooting a bit. Finally did get a lock on it for a bit there near the peak, which is quite sweet. I'm sure those images will look good. So I'll see what I can do about stabilizing that, maybe slow it down. I was shooting at 60 FPS, so I can probably do a half-speed playback after stabilizing the footage. So got some fun stuff to play with this evening, but we'll see if I could try it again tomorrow morning if the weather's clear. That will be, let me give you guys the time on that. That will be 5:48 a.m. Is when it hits 10 degrees altitude. Looks like it rises at 5:46, hits 10 degrees, 5:48, hits a peak of 52 degrees at, peak of 57 degrees at 5:52. So, almost as good as this morning, but in a different section of the sky. This was in the west this morning. This will be in the southeast tomorrow morning. Going almost right by Mars, as a matter of fact. So, okay, I'll have to set the scope up in a different spot. I can't cheat it from my porch tomorrow. So that's really going to be dependent on weather, and if there's any risk of rain, I'm not going to risk it, to be honest. This new camera is very expensive and delicate, and I'm not going to put it in any danger. If there's little showers like there were this morning, even though we didn't get rained on this morning, I'm not going to take the chance if that's the case tomorrow. We'll see. If it's clear and it's not raining and everything looks good, then we'll go for it. Alright, so until next time, clear skies, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll upload later, at some point, I'll upload the 4K version of this video, stabilized and all of that fun stuff of what we managed to capture of the space station this morning. Till next time.